together. Be our protector, our guide. Keep us healthy and safe. Teach us to say yes to life. Like you, may our faith be greater than our fear. Mother of the journey, pray for us. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, amen.
This is CHSTV News.
Good morning, Gales, and welcome back. We hope you had a great summer break. I'm Paige with your morning announcements for Wednesday, September 8th, 2021. Let's start off the show with a message from Mr. Daly.
Good morning, Cathedral. Let me straighten out the shirt and the jacket. It's great to be back. I'm Mr. Daly. I'm the principal of Cathedral, and we've all got the first day of the year jitters, but it's great to be back in school. It's great to have all of our students in front of us. It's great to be back in the CHSTV broadcast studio with Paige, Vanessa, Lola, and Alex. Okay, and of course, the great Mr. Trabuco will be working the board during my announcement. I have a little bit longer announcement than usual, so I appreciate students and staff if you could pay attention. So first of all, I want to thank Ms. O'Keefe. I tell you, the morning prayer, if you pay attention and think deeply about what's going on the morning prayer, you will get off to a good start each day. And one thing we know, and one thing I know, is that we need God's help to get through everything. And when you ask for God's help, you get it. Okay, we've got a bunch of students trying to find their way on the first day of school, and it's confusing to read the timetable as it's printed with our crazy quadmester schedule. So everyone's a little bit confused. Don't be panicked. Your teachers will be understanding. So staff, on this first day, I just want to ask you to be understanding for students who are coming to class a little bit late, especially our new students trying to find their way. As well, there's been a bit of a backlog at Bombardieri, and we don't have as much supply in the back as we sometimes do. So we're going to be understanding with the uniform for this first week. But students, we are expecting you to be in full uniform, but there's a number of students who I know we're having difficulty getting pants and shirts for the first day. So staff, if you could please just make note of it and remind students that we want to get our uniforms in order by definitely the end of the week, and then we'll get off to a good disciplined start on Monday. So please be understanding, people running a little bit late finding their way, and please be understanding about students who may be out of uniform just today. So again, I want to welcome back all of our students. It's great to be back in person. I especially want to welcome our new students, our new grade 9s. I remember very clearly my first day of grade 9. My dad was actually the principal of the school, and before the morning announcements were over, I got in trouble by Mr. Sheehan for talking while the principal was talking, and he happened to be my father. So I know what it's like to be traumatized on the first day of school. I managed to survive, and here we are today. I especially also want to thank and welcome our new staff, because we've got a lot of great new teachers here this year, and we've returned almost all of our great EAs. So welcome, everyone. I want to thank the custodians and the secretaries, before I forget, for all the hard work that went into this summer preparing the school and preparing things for the first day of school. It's very much appreciated. And especially grade 9s and new students, I want to remind you that you are at Cathedral High School. This is a very caring Catholic community. Everyone's nervous, including the principal today, but you will be treated well here at school, okay? And one thing I always remind the senior students on this first day is I know you will treat the grade 9s and 10s with respect, especially our new students, as you were treated with respect. We almost never have any bullying on the first day, and trust me, if we do, you're going to have a big problem with me. But that's not going to happen, and I always tell the senior students, remember how well you were treated when you came, and make sure you treat those grade 9s the same. And grade 9s, you'll be comfortable here before you know it, and everything's going to work out fine. I have to go through some of our procedural reminders because obviously we're in school during a pandemic which just doesn't seem to want to go away. Again, the idea here is that we're glad we're in school. We want to keep it that way. We know there's some variants of the virus going around, and we're all going to do the very best we can to keep ourselves healthy and safe, even though we're back in school. So we're in the process of figuring out how we're going to do things. We got a little bit of practice last year, but it's a little different this year. So students, bear with me while I go through some of these items, and as well as staff. So first thing for both staff and students is that you have to start your day off with a self-assessment. Now, everyone who is in any civilized world now knows the COVID symptoms. If you're not feeling well, you stay home. Now, if you're coming to school because you feel well, then you complete the self-assessment before you got to school. And that's a reminder for both staff and students. For staff, if you've forgotten, please go online on your app and finish it off. And students, we are required to double check that you have done the self-screening. Now, I understand the internet's a little slow. The whole world's trying to get on Wi-Fi today and pathways to find out their schedule on the first day of school. But students, what you have to do when you attend your first class of the day is demonstrate to your teacher that you've done the self-assessment. Now, most people I know have phones, and most people are able to get through on the app. And you can show your screen to your first period teacher. Mr. Trabuco is working the screen, as you see, and you show that to your teacher. That just demonstrates that you've assessed yourself, you know you're healthy, and you're okay to go to school. If you aren't able to do that on an app, if you can get to a computer in your class, you can do it there. There are pieces of paper that you can print at home, but we'd really prefer if you figure out a way to do it without using paper every day. And teachers, if you can please make it a habit to check that first thing every day. Now, in the morning, obviously, we are not using the forum and we are not using the lockers. And I know a bunch of grade 9s were actually shown how they were going to open their locker and use their locker. The school board made a determination that for now, we won't be using lockers. So students, when you come to school, you are to go straight to your first period class. So I know we have a lineup in front of the office because some people are getting their timetables, but a lot of people were just kind of staying, well, I'm just standing here till my friend comes, or, I'm just catching my breath before I go into my first period class. When you walk in the building, you make sure you have your mask on, you've done your self-assessment, and you walk straight to your class. Okay, and there's the sign, no loitering in the halls before, after school, or in between classes. So we are not opening the doors to school until 8 o'clock. Everyone's first period class starts at 8:30. We would prefer, so you're not just sitting around in your class for a half an hour, that you would come as close to 8:30 as you can. Okay, and now if you arrive at school at like 10 to 8, 5 to 8, quarter to 8, you're going to stand outside. And we're nice people here. We don't want you standing in the rain or the cold or the wind or whatever's going on outside. So if you can build a routine with your family and however you get to school to get here between 8 and 8:30, the door will open at 8 and not before, and you come in the building and walk straight to class, okay? And again, you're not hanging around the hallways. You don't have an opportunity to, go to a locker or hang out in the forum, okay? So we appreciate your cooperation with all these things. Again, no lockers. Maybe as things proceed through the year, we may determine that we can use lockers, but for now, we're not. And again, the cafeteria, now, we have strict rules about using the cafeteria at lunch. For now, we're not using it. We have to space people out. Everyone has to sit facing the same direction. It only will fit about 80 of our students at a time. So we may rotate a couple of classes per grade per day through the cafeteria, but we're going to sort that out this week. So for right now, you're not using the forum, you're not using the cafeteria, and as I said, no loitering in the halls. Now, when it is your lunchtime, as you know, we have 4 different schedules depending on what grade your classes are, okay? So now, and each grade has a separate time period for lunch. Now, when you're on your lunch, so it's different for each grade. If you're a grade 9 student, there's the grade 9 schedule. Let's take a look. So school day starts at 8:30. That first period class goes until 11:15. There is a 15-minute break at 10 o'clock. That break is an in-class break only, okay? Now, if you have to go to the washroom, get a drink, or anything like that, you have to do it around those break times. We did this all last year. Our staff knows how to manage this, okay? So Again, you're going to need a bathroom break. You're going to need a drink break. Teachers have the freedom to work breaks as they see fit. If the teacher wants to take their class outside when the weather's nicer, they're welcome to do that. I know some teachers take their kids on a short walk so everyone can clear their minds and get some fresh air. That's all fine, okay? So that's at the teacher's discretion. So now, at the end of 11:15, for a grade 9 student, if you're going to eat your lunch, you have two options. You either go outside. Now, we would encourage you to go to the back field. If you just want to get outside, but you don't really want to leave the grounds, the back field is an excellent place to go. We're going to have a few tables back there, and we've also got the access to all of the football bleachers, okay? Now, you're not allowed to access the turf field for a couple of reasons. We don't want garbage out there. There's also gym classes that are going to be doing their classes. So, your choice at lunch, grade 9s, is either to go outside, which I strongly encourage if you can handle the weather, and you are permitted, grade 9 students, if you want, to go off the property. And again, just be careful. You can go to Tim Hortons, you can go to a variety store. The kids who are in their older grades will tell you all the various places where you can get French fries and treats and drinks and all that kind of thing. So you're welcome to leave the school site. You must get back on time by 11:55. So once again, you either go outside, or grade 9 students, you go to your period 2 class. So your period 2 class will be open. You can sit in that class, space yourselves out, and if you want, you can eat in that room. And that's how it goes for all grades. So you're either going to be going outside for lunch. We encourage the backfield. You're welcome to go into the community if you want to. Otherwise, you're going to go grade 9s to your second period class. Now, for grade 10s and 11s, your lunch comes in the middle of your second period class. So 10s and 11s and 12s, at the end of the 11:15 class, you're going to go straight to your next class. So the grade 10 schedule is now on the screen. So grade 10s, you're going to go from your period 1 class at 11:15, you'll get your break, and then you'll go to your period 2 class again, which will start at 11:15. At 12 o'clock, your lunch will begin. Same rule for you, except that you can stay in that room. So your two choices for the first week is to either stay in the room or go outside for lunch. Again, encouraging you to use the backfield area and the bleachers in our football field. Grade 11's the same. Your lunch is at 1, goes till 1:55, and you can go outside or stay in your class. Again, I say it many times, I really encourage you to go outside. I think that's good for you. It's the healthiest place to be during the pandemic, and that's the best way we can keep ourselves spaced and safe. For grade 10s and 11s, you'll notice the lunch is a 55-minute period. That's because we built the 15-minute break into your lunch. So grade 9s, you're getting a 15-minute break in period 1, a 15-minute break in period 2, and your 40-minute lunch. 10s and 11s, your 15-minute break was built onto your lunch, so you're getting a 55-minute lunch, and that includes your break. We didn't want to build another break in because your teachers are going to need that time to do assignments and tests and things like that. Now for grade 12s, you got the marathon, so you're going to have to go 8:30 to 11 with a 15-minute break, and then go to your period 2 class from 11:15 to 2. Again, you'll get a 15-minute break in class. And grade 12s, your lunch is at the end of the day, which is at 2. Now, we all understand that is a long stretch of time with 2 15-minute breaks. And, grade 12 students are taking pretty involved and difficult classes. So your teachers will help you. And it's, by the way, the teachers who are teaching that period 2 grade 12 class are doing the same thing as you students. So they've got it tough as well. So the good thing is, you'll be done at the end of the day at 2, but that's obviously a long stretch of time to be doing a lot of schoolwork with only 2 15-minute breaks. And if this, this should work out, the good news is you'll be done at the end of the day at 2. Okay, if you have any questions about your schedule, please ask your teacher. Okay, a reminder that at the end of the day, you are asked to, again, just like we talked about in the morning, you have to leave the building. So we're not hanging around the forum. There's no lockers to access. So when the day is done, you go outside. Now, our school buses are coming a little bit later, and if you have to wait for the bus, you can. But otherwise, when the day ends, we need you to exit. Okay? Now, there's a couple concerns I have, but one concern that I have is the 11:15 time slot. There was no other way for us to work out that we could figure out for us to kind of avoid having a crowd in the hallway at 11:15. So 11:15 is going to be a challenging time for the whole school. We're asking you to cooperate best you can. And this is going to be hard for all the teenagers and the adults for that matter. So 11:15 is when all the first period classes end. 9s are going outside or to their period 2 class for lunch, hopefully outside. And the 10s, 11s, and 12s are going to their next class. So we're asking you to, when you leave your 11:15 class, we're trying to keep any potential spreading of COVID to a minimum. So please sanitize on the way out of your class. Make sure your mask is on very well, okay? That's going to be the most challenging time of day. So, you got to wear your mask at all times in the building, but especially when you're leaving and transitioning from your period 1 to 2 class, please make sure your mask is on in a very protective manner, and walk through the hallways on the right side of the hall. So, we've got arrows and signs in all the hallways that have been here now for a couple of years. And please maintain proper distancing. We're not high-fiving. We're not fist-pumping each other at a couple kids. This isn't like 5 years ago where I'd be like shaking hands with everybody to start the day. So we keep our hands to ourselves, try to maintain whatever spacing you can manage. Take the shortest route to your period 2 classroom. Walk on the right side of the hallway, and then when you get to your period 2 class, sanitize again, okay? And we're going to try to do that the best we can and manage things best we can. After that, the 9s will kind of have their own time to leave. The only other time that will be challenging will be at the end of the day when the 9s, 10s, and 11s get out at 2:40, and we'll stagger that dismissal. We're also, we're going to try to avoid having too many bells ring. So we're going to try to get it so that the bells ring at 8:30, the bells ring at 11:15, and maybe again at 2:40. But we're going to count on staff and students to work off their clocks and the watches on their phones and that sort of thing. We'll figure out what bells, but we're going to try to keep bells to a minimum. Okay, I hope you're hanging in there with me. I appreciate you listening. Now, anyone who wants to play on a sport here at Cathedral, we are starting all our sports. So we have girls field hockey going now. I couldn't encourage you more to our female students. If you've never played a sport before, you can play girls field hockey. Most females who come to high school have never played field hockey before. So we have 2 great coaches, Miss Lucier, who's done it for many, many years for us, and Miss Cantoni's helping her this year. So if you're at all interested in trying a new sport, meeting some new friends, and working with a couple of great teachers, please consider going out for girls field hockey, okay? That starts now, and all the girls are learning how to play, and that would be a great sport for you. We also have boys volleyball starting up soon. The boys football teams have been practicing, and girls volleyball is also going at this time of year. I'm not sure if I'm missing any. Now, if you're going to play sports for us at Cathedral, the school board yesterday just put out their new policy, which I emailed, and there'll be a phone call going to your house this morning. I was a little late getting it done yesterday. But the policy is basically that if a student wants to play on a sport team here at Cathedral, the students must show proof of double vaccination by October 1st. Now, if somebody hasn't had any vaccinations yet, and you're saying to yourself, ooh, maybe I will get them because I want to play sport, you will be permitted to get started with your first vaccine, get that vaccine shot done, and if it takes a period of time leading past October 1st for you to get your second vaccine, that will be permitted. If it's your choice and your family's choice not to be vaccinated, then you must get tested twice a week, and that's going to be hard to do. So again, that policy applies to most of our contact sports. Now, if you haven't been vaccinated, whether you're just a normal student, a staff member, anyone in your family, or if you have younger siblings who go to any of our feeder schools, there is a clinic here on Thursday at Cathedral to get your first or second vaccine shot. So if you're anyone who needs your second vaccine shot, anyone who hasn't got a vaccine shot yet and you would like to, okay, again, that's Thursday, that's tomorrow. It's from 1:30 to 4 and 5 to 7. Bring your health card or any form of government-issued photo ID. You can invite your family, you can invite your friends, anyone in the community, downtown Hamilton, can attend that vaccine clinic. You don't need an appointment. You come during those times. It would be very convenient for you to go right after school. And if you're interested in playing sports and you haven't been vaccinated yet, and that's something you're going to do to avoid the hassle of trying to get 2 tests done per week, then I strongly encourage you to take care of that. Your teachers have any information if you have any questions about that. Okay, that's all enough from me for today in terms of all those procedures. I just want to say I'll be walking around visiting classes, as if you're a student here, you know I often do. I'm very glad to see everyone here. I just want to tell the students, like, there's a lot of anxiety starting off a new school year, and we've been in and out of school. You've missed a lot of school, even if you were fully engaged in online learning the last couple of years. So we all know, I hope you feel like I do, grateful for every day that you're in this building and you can be taught by a caring, knowledgeable teacher in person. So take advantage of the fact that you're here in person. I see one of my camera girls nodding their head saying, like, thank God we're here. It's a lot harder to learn from home, especially for teenagers, in my opinion. So do the very best that you can. Ask your teachers for help. If you need anything, students, ask your favorite adult in the building for help. If you're sitting in period 1 and you've got anxiety about the rest of the day, you don't know how to read your timetable, you're not sure what you're doing at lunch, you don't know when field hockey tryouts are, talk to your favorite adult. You can always find me in the office or walking around. You can ask one of our 3 VPs, a guidance counselor, Miss O'Keefe, your teacher, your coach, EAs, secretaries, custodians. Everyone's here to help the students. Okay, and we're going to get through all of this together. I should mention our vice principal team is Mr. John, who is a proud graduate of Cathedral like myself and has been here for several years now. We also have Miss Defend Ionico. If you're a returning student, you're saying, wait a minute, I thought we said goodbye to her last spring and she retired. We managed to get her to agree to come back for 50 school days. So she'll be back with us for the beginning of the school year until Miss Grappo, who you might remember, is done with her maternity leave and returns to us in January. So our 3 VPs are Mr. John, our returning VP and Cathedral graduate, Miss Defend Ionico, who is in her 7th year at Cathedral, much like me, working into her retirement because she loves these students and this school, and man, am I happy about that. And the last new VP we have is Miss McCabe. Now, staff knows Miss McCabe because she taught here for more than 25 years and has returned from a stint at Bishop Tonus as VP. But she's well known to staff, probably not so much to the students, but she's a member of the family who's returned home. We're thrilled to have her here. She's already done a lot of great work for us. And welcome back, Miss McCabe, and she'll be on the PA with her enthusiasm and spirit of Cathedral very soon. If you paid attention to all that, boy, oh boy, you are off to a good start. Okay, I'm going to introduce our new head in student services or guidance. Her name is Miss Fortino Batanit, and she'll be telling you how we're going to get these timetables straightened out. Okay, God bless you, everybody. Pray for your principal. I'll pray for you. Have a good day.
Thank you, Mr. Daly. Good morning, Gales. I know that it's already been a very long morning, probably for a lot of you with a lot of confusion and stuff. What we're doing in guidance is the following. We are going to book appointments using the guidance bookings icon on my site. And I know some of you don't have access yet, but you will have access within the next day or 2. So be patient with it. Don't panic. We are going to get to you. When you book the appointment, you're going to get a time slot with your guidance counselor. So you're going to select your guidance counselor. So myself and Mr. Felice are for grade 9s. Mr. Felice is grade 10s, I'm grade 11s, and then Mr. Nordoff is grade 12s and 12 pluses. So when you do book that appointment, you're going to get a time slot. You're able to show your teacher what time you have your appointment, and you can come down at that time. Now, what we want to do in the meantime, and of course, we want to try and get everyone sorted as best as we can, as quickly as we can. So what we're going to do in the meantime, we want to make sure that anyone who is in a class that they shouldn't be in because they are missing a prerequisite, the teachers have the list. I have sent them electronically, and I put them in the mailboxes. So any student's name who has send to guidance, please send those students at your earliest convenience, and we will take care of those students. As well, if you took a summer school course and it's still in your timetable for the school year, we want to take care of that as well. You were successful in taking it in summer school, let's get that off your timetable and let's reschedule you so that you get another class that you may need or want. So we want to take care of those. If you are in grade 9, 10, or 11 and you have a spare, We definitely want to see you. So again, with teachers' permission, of course we want to work collaboratively with everybody and not interrupt so much in the classrooms. So with teachers' permission, you come down and see us, because you should not have a spare if you're in grade 9, 10, or 11. And then of course the rest of the bookings we are going to take care of through the booking system, all right? So we will take care of you, don't worry. It may take a little bit of time, but we want to try and get sorted with, especially with this first quadmester. We don't want to be making any changes for the first quadmester beyond Monday, because then you'll have missed too much of the material, okay? So thank you for listening. I'm so happy to be here, and I can't wait to meet all of you and help you with anything you need for pathways or anything else, okay?
Thanks, Miss. Any grade 9 girls that are interested in playing novice basketball this year are invited to come see Miss Pinto in room 216 for a registration form during the grade 9 lunch today. Tryouts will begin tomorrow, Thursday, September 9th at 3 p.m. in the gym. Players will not be able to participate without registration forms signed and completed by a parent. Thanks for Miss Pinto. Attention all girls who would like to try out for junior girls basketball. Tryouts will be held tomorrow at 4:30 and Friday, September 10th at 3 p.m. Please come prepared with a water bottle and athletic clothing. If you have any questions about basketball this year, please see Ms. Lamparski in the phys ed office. And speaking of basketball, there will be tryouts for the senior girls basketball team today and tomorrow at 3 p.m. in the gym. The co-instructional department is looking to hire 4 to 6 students to work as scorekeepers at home volleyball and basketball games. They are seeking reliable students for this highly sought-after paid position. Previous experience is not necessary. Please see Ms. Lamparski or Mr. Rio on your lunch if you are interested in this position. If you're not already doing so, make sure to follow CHSTV News on our social media platforms so you can stay up to date with the things happening around the school. Find us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Our shows are live streamed and posted on our YouTube channels and school website daily. Attention all girls. Grade 9 to 12 field hockey tryouts start tomorrow after school. No experience is necessary. Come out and join a Cathedral team. This first meeting will be an information session, so you do not need to change, just meet by the bleachers outside. Thanks from Coach Lucier and Coach Cantone. Junior football training camp continues today after school. You can get changed into proper phys ed attire in change room B across from the gymnasium. If you haven't been out yet and would still like to play, you're still welcome to join. Practices will take place each day after school from 3 to 5. Please keep your masks on until you get onto the field. Thank you from Mr. Harvey and Mr. Susie. And those are all of your announcements for today, Cathedral. Have a great day, gals, and thanks for watching.